And then a lot of men need to come up off this old, I'm the man, I'm the boss. You ain't shit. You a mess.
Yes.
Because a
And
real man follows lead by listening to the needs of those around him, and then pays attention to keeping that community safe.
Raising kids is not a chore.
No, man.
It's not something you do.
No, man. Them babies don't. Baby come in the house after a long day of playing in the playroom. Yeah. They at work too. They done had a hard day, man.
Exactly. Because only a man can raise a man. And what we see in society now, fatherless boys or boys growing up without a father, and we can see the impact on society, gangs, and boys that are just directionless.
Yeah. And then we try to emulate our behavior based on what we see other folks doing, because they got a nice house and a nice car, they're living on Big Front Street, you understand it, and they got on new clothes, and they walking with their chin up, but behind closed door, man, that dude is a disease on earth. He's a plague. He's in there terrorizing himself first. Then he's emotionally.
Sometimes I interview people in our show, and I have this sense of feeling that it feels like Renaldo, this guy, his life is now complicated because of the kids. And he just sometimes feels like, I wish I could wish them away. See now, he said, what do you
like it's the child's fault he got to do all that. Nobody asked you for all that. The boy said, Dad, I want you
to come watch me play.
Come see me, Dad. Come be with me. I need my daddy.
How can that be a burden to the daddy?
You know, probably because his daddy wasn't there for him.
Hey there, welcome to the Single Dads Network. And this is the podcast where we talk about fatherhood, parenting. We are all about building bridges between fathers and their kids. And today I got a special guest. This guy is hot and this guy is amazing. Why? Because he's all about intentional parenting. I met him not too long ago. We had a little meeting at a radio show. And I just love his passion for parenting, and the work he's doing in our communities, in our society is just mind-boggling. And I'd like you to meet Renaldo Cortez. Please welcome, my friend. Good to see you.
Thank you, my brother. It's a pleasure, sir.
This is good, man. Listen, you were so available because I didn't think, because of the work that you do and your business and the busy schedule, you wouldn't make our podcast. And thanks again for making time, my brother. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm happy. Thank you.
Tell us, I was reading your profile and I'm thinking, fuck's sake, this guy, what has he not done? And maybe paint a story since you moved from America to here, what brought you here and how you get to work with so much in our society and your passion for parenting and fatherhood.
That's a good question. It's loaded. So, 1998.
Sure.
I came here as a professional basketball player.
Oh, okay.
I was sent here by David Stern, the former commissioner of the NBA.
Yeah.
And worked directly with Dr. Albert McQuinna, who at the time was a director general, but he was also pretty much owner or proprietor of the Soweto Panthers.
Soweto Panthers, yes. Okay.
Team which I ended up becoming the head coach of 2018.
I saw that, yeah.
So coming to Africa for me was always a dream, but it was more than a dream. It was something I saw. When I was a small boy, from borrowed memories of my past, when I went to parochial school, they used to say, UNICEF, we're going to go and feed the children with rice.
Feed the children.
Now, my parents, I came from a solid family, all the way through, both sides. We were in the revolutionary component of the Black community in Cleveland. I'm from Cleveland.
Yeah.
In the Catholic community.
Sure.
And then we were very involved with business and cultural progression.
Oh, okay.
Black Panthers, etc.
Sure.
So Africa has always been the Holy Land.
Wow.
Okay, it's not the one that I was taught at the schools.
At the schools, yes.
The Holy Land is the ancestral origin and home of our people.
Wow.
Me being a mixed blood person, I'm multiple peoples. German, English. I think there's some French through marriages.
Wow, really?
Muscalary Apache, Algonquin, and Blackfoot Indian, and then there's the Fulani, Horn of Africa, and
Yes.
then through the Bantu.
Yeah, yeah.
And maybe there's something else in there. I don't know.
Maybe there's some.
You see?
Yeah. Okay, and then the story within your family, upbringing, and maybe to the point where you get married. Maybe tell us a little bit about that as well.
So, just for the listeners, and
Sure.
I've had 5 wives.
Wow. Okay.
I believe in the polygamy family structure,
Sure.
but I didn't grow up under that.
Oh, you didn't go. Okay.
I'm an autistic and ADHD person with
Sure.
spectrum autism and ADHD,
Okay. Okay.
which I was taught was you're different. Something
You
wrong.
just-
Something wrong with you.
You're different. Yeah.
But my parents were married, 40
Okay.
plus years. My grandparents, more than that, on both sides of the family. So I
Yeah.
grew up around, solid, solidarity-based family.
Yeah.
Father in the house. I was father in
Very
the house.
structured. Very like
Very
basic
structured, very
structure.
disciplined.
Very disciplined. Yeah.
My father was a military man, Vietnam soldier,
Wow.
Navy SEAL, and
Navy SEAL, yeah.
signal caller. And then mom was a stay-at-home mom, but she was involved with the church, the community.
Sure. Sure.
The family had businesses, so we prayed together every day. And these
Wow.
are very fundamental things.
These are the fundamental basics.
Very
These are the
fundamental
good values.
I excuse my words, I got lots of ass whoopings.
Sure.
Let me say that again. I think I got half an ass cheek left.
Wow.
So I walk on,
Sure.
1.5 bums because I got whooped,
Wow.
because I couldn't sit still. And at that time, they didn't understand, autistic or, that type of.
At that point, they didn't understand.
So they just took a switch to you, put a belt to your butt, and you learned, but it wasn't the healthiest manner.
It wasn't. Okay. That's amazing. And then take us now when you raise your own family and to the point where you come to this country.
So my oldest daughter, she's 35, married.
Sure.
I have 4 grandchildren through her.
Okay.
11 children in total.
Wow.
I buried 2 daughters that died in my hands at
Oh,
different
yes. You were
points.
telling me that story. Sorry about that. Yeah.
2 sons, one son by my wife that I was with before I remarried here.
Sure.
I've got 3 daughters with my wife that I married here. I don't like the word step at all.
We were talking about it last week. Yeah.
2 son-in-laws,
Sure. Son-in-laws. Yeah.
and basically 4 daughters of my own,
Okay.
all of which are college graduates.
Wow. Are they in this country or still in America?
They're in the United States. 2 of my daughters of my wife's that are here are
Yeah.
in the United States.
United States.
And one of
okay.
her daughters is here.
Oh, I see. I see.
And coming through the journey, I was a single dad.
Sure.
I like to say single because I was with my first wife, and I like to say this very,
Yeah.
very intentionally, what I'm
Sure.
about to say. When a man and a woman become interconnected physically,
Sure.
after the spiritual observation and oneness,
Yeah.
and there's a covenant and agreement that's made where you agree to become one with each other,
Sure.
you're married.
You're married. Yeah.
Okay, we can go to church all day. You can
Sure.
do all the social processes and tribal, whatever you want to do.
Sure.
But the moment you come one
Yeah.
and you go into that woman and she becomes one with you,
Yes.
and a child is created and a
Yeah.
life has come, now you're talking legacy. You can never disappoint
Can't
and
separate.
step away from that. It's finished.
It's finished. Yeah.
However you want to put bells and whistles on the Mercedes Benz, a car is a car is a car.
It is. It is like that.
So I believe, and I know, it's beyond belief, I know that is a practice of,
Sure.
I guess, the garden effect.
Yes.
The seed goes in
Yeah.
to the soil,
Yeah.
it grows down, and
Yeah.
then it comes up.
Yes.
So it's a growing down and up. So it's
Yes.
a connected.
It's a connection like that. Yeah.
And once it's down, it's always going to be, it's going to grow succession.
Yeah. Yeah.
Succession
And
is
it's
not
going to create
success.
generations
Yes.
after that. We were talking in studio during that radio interview about intentionality. And I want to talk to you. I want us to start with this modern fatherhood. In reality, and men are so obsessed with provision, and they think that fatherhood or parenting is really about provision, taking our kids to best schools, as long as they don't lack, as long as they've got an expensive latest iPhone.
Yeah.
And you've got passion about intentional parenting and being deliberate about presence. And tell us Tell us the tension between that and why in modern family structures, this thing of presence is seen as an optional thing.
We live in a material manifested world.
Yeah.
Okay, stuff is always the platform to consider oneself success and have made it.
That's it.
And
That's
power and recognition and appreciation from the culture.
it.
Look
Okay.
at him. He's got a
Yeah.
nice house, a nice car.
That's it.
But he has no foundation and no roots.
Wow.
When you put stuff before the vision,
Yes.
you are never going to accomplish the intentionality of what the vision will produce.
I
Vision
think you're with me there. Yeah.
comes from the word sight.
Yes.
There are levels to seeing.
Yes.
Number one, there's spirit sight.
Yeah.
Then there's emotional sight. Then there's mental sight, conscious sight.
Conscious. Yeah.
Okay? Then there's physical observation and projection sight. And then there's performance sight. It's like, I see what you're performing in, but based on what your vision from the
it's not
spirit is,
performance.
something ain't lining up.
Yeah.
Okay? Because first of all, to get a fruit, and I'll create a parable of a seed.
Sure.
Again, I'll go back to the seed in the soil.
Yeah.
Okay? Most people go to the retail store and want the apple. They want to pick it up off the shelf because it's easy, ready-made,
It's
and
easily
comfortable.
made. Yeah. The
Okay,
process
they-
is long.
Yeah, yeah.
Long gone.
They don't want to go through the process.
No.
Process and provision. Now, P-R-O, I'll just say pro is a symbolic nature word that says
Sure.
professional vision. But you got to have an immature vision, a childlike vision first to understand the value and the joy of what a child that doesn't have a parent is missing.
Yeah.
In other words, if you cannot feel that child, that means something in your childhood was absolutely disturbed.
And
a
that's
father,
the gap. And that's the gap
That's
that
the gap.
most fathers are not willing to close. Or maybe there's the healing. We're going to talk later about healing maybe from childhood trauma. But why is it so easy today, Renaldo, for fathers to just default to provision and not present? Is it because of our social conditioning, our busy lives, or maybe stuck in our professional lives? What is it? And why is it so difficult for fathers to say, I want to be present in my child's life?
Okay, let me take it spiritually
Sure.
from my perspective, okay? I believe in Yahuwah.
Yeah.
Yahuwah, Allah are the same to me.
Yeah.
Great I am, the creator, most high
Sure.
God.
The creator.
My great father. And my great father said, and he breathed into me and all of us.
Mm-hmm.
And then we become a living being.
Sure.
So the process of becoming has never stopped.
Mm.
We must continue to evolve and become. And then when we physically transform and go back to spirit, then the legacy of what we are is still becoming.
Still becoming. Yeah.
So a lot of times people get comfortable and stop growing. Fathers often feel like they can't be told a damn thing, man. Let me tell you a story.
Sure.
When I made what people would consider mistakes and I changed my movement and walked out of monogamy life, if you will.
Yes, monogamy.
And embraced the polygamous side.
Yeah, sure.
I was actually coming true to myself.
It was authentic.
It was authentic. It was never about
It was
who
never
I'm
about
with.
society.
It's a spiritual knowledge that came to me.
Wow.
And it had nothing to do with physicality, you see? But a lot of
And it was also not just about faith or religion. No. It was authentic. It's about self-identity.
Self-identity. But then if you have no spiritual accountability,
yes.
which means that you and I'm not talking religion. I don't care about religions.
It's about spiritual.
It's spiritual. And having a knowing of what's inside of you that is principled and listening to that sound.
That's where discipline comes from.
Discipline meaning following great and wisdom teaching. Teaching of wisdom comes from experiences of life. If you ain't been through nothing, you ain't gonna know what to do because you ain't gone through yet. A father, most fathers learn from their dads or the fathers around them. But we don't often sit down and talk to our sons about what it really means to be a father and what it means to be a son under a father and what that relationship looks like. Remember, I said I used to get my butt beat.
Ish.
But couldn't imagine if my father was
That's
able
our generation.
Yeah, let me talk to you, Sam. Instead of beating you, let me because he was frustrated.
Yeah.
And see, a lot of daddies, they want to, I'm angry, I'm frustrated. Do it now, boy. Do it now, girl. Like, what did I say? I'm the father. I'm in charge.
Didn't know any other
No,
way.
man. Like, and I found myself in life as a father
Wow.
doing that, and every other father around me was doing that. Then I'm like, why is this man? I see these folks at the park. Why is this man talking to his kids like that?
It's a conversation.
Yeah, that don't happen in the black community. Get the hell slapped out you, man.
Yeah.
And people think it's funny. Like, they laugh about it, and I
think
laughed
it's
about
funny,
it.
yeah.
But then, wait, that's coming from trauma bond. That's abuse.
It's
You don't.
abuse.
The Most High. Can you imagine if the Creator just slapped us for not obeying what our nature is? What is the nature Yahuwah made us to be?
Yeah.
If Yahuwah said, "I'm gonna slap you down and knock all the life out you forever and your ancestors," come on, man.
Yeah.
We are very, very emotionally distracted because we don't know ourselves.
Do you think today's fathers or modern fathers are behaving this way is because they're trying to hide behind their own upbringing? Because, for instance, because most of the guys that I interview on our show, they would say, I don't want my kids to go through what I went through. And therefore, they're going to have a soft life. And I always say that if your kids are having a soft life, they're never going to learn anything. It doesn't mean be too harsh on them, but be practical because you're not always going to be there.
Yeah.
So don't give them everything because they're not going to learn everything. Is it because of the social conditioning of our generation? Or is it just a choice to say, well, I've got all the resources now, let me hand them over to my kids? Or what is it?
I think it's a mix of both.
Yeah.
And then something that we ain't even talking about. We have been conditioned to think that being a father is based on society's rules. And society's rules.
And who writes those rules?
I will go to the colonizer system and say who wrote those rules.
Yeah, back then.
Everybody want a big house, a new car. That comes from an idealism of capitalistic culture and nature. I blame the Europe and West for this nonsense. Because those things do not define family or fatherhood.
They don't define a fatherhood. Right?
Because you go and get a good job from a college graduation does not make you better than the person that didn't get a good job according to what you say a good job is and did not graduate the college you went to or graduated from anywhere else. That is not the parameter for being a father. A father is spiritual first.
Starts there.
And if you're a man who is growing from boyhood, because there's a lot of boy men,
Sure.
baby daddy men.
No, they're just
They
all
out here,
boys.
man. Fully physical, got all the attributes of good loving in the bedroom.
They're not there.
But they're not naturally maturated yet. They haven't grown. And I'm not saying that to degrade them. I'm saying that fathers, men who aspire to be fathers or fathers that are fathers, must be willing to be teachable and coachable by spiritual leading and also by wisdom and principle instruction from environment and leaders that come to you on a day-to-day. Everybody ain't got to come to you as the counselor and the pastor. Like me, I've been to counselors. I've been to the pastors. I've been to the imams. I've been to the rabbis.
Sure.
I probably am one of them, all are the same. And I've also been to death. Now, death is a different teacher.
Very, very different.
You will slap up and wake up quickly to the revelation of the reality of what's about to come upon you.
Yeah.
If people understood and then overstood because they instant what that really means, in order to be alive, you have to continue to live. You have to thrive. Most fathers are in survival mode, not living or becoming continuous living
Survival
and
mode.
thriving mode. You can't be a good father if you ain't a good self. Man.
It starts there.
You got to know who you are. And if you don't know, you can't ask no woman to tell you who you are.
No, not a woman.
Your mama was supposed to share that knowledge with you when you came up.
Yeah.
Whatever, your father as well, but maybe it didn't happen. So
But how do you restore that authenticity and that structure of a home, especially from the fatherhood point? Because we are both fathers, and I know nothing about being a mother.
Yeah.
I was raised by both a mother and a father. But
too.
but how do we re-engineer the mindset of a father to refine themselves and to retrace their authentic self to a point where they say, to stop the ills that we see in society, we have to start in the home and reform that home structure again. And what will it take for fathers to rethink, to retrace their steps and say, these kids didn't choose us.
Yes.
We brought them here.
Yeah.
We can't be seeing them as an afterthought. We have to be intentional about bringing, until they are big girls and big boys and they can lead their own lives.
Yes.
How do we re-engineer the mind of a father to go back those steps?
That's a tough question.
Sure.
Firstly, you got to look in the mirror and ask yourself, do you actually know what it means to be a father? And do you remember what it was to be the son that you were and how that shaped the father that you position yourself to be now? And if you look at that from a third party point of view, literally to take this you
Step
that you
out.
are, put it in an empty chair and tag notes on it and write that identity down like a third party cartoon character
Outside
of the you, and then address it from a fourth and fifth party position and say, now, interrogate this man on the chair.
I like that.
Who do you say that you are?
Who is that?
And why do you claim to be such? And then listen to the responses.
And take note.
Take notes. Literally take out your chat GPT, take out your AI, or take out an ink pen, or get you a writer, or get your phone and record it. What you're going to find is that you are absolutely nothing like a father. Because to be a father means that you have to be surrendering on a day-to-day to a higher spiritual authority that now takes leadership over your physical activity, which now takes a serious commitment to follow discipleship. And I'm not talking about following no doggone religion, man.
Yeah.
Religion
this is different.
It's comedy to me.
This is different.
They get plenty of money and they pimping out plenty of people's wives, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
And no disrespect
that's commercial.
but that's what they're doing.
That's commercial and that's business.
Okay?
Yeah.
And then a lot of men need to come up off this old I'm the man. I'm the boss. You ain't shit. You a mess.
Yes.
Because a real man follows lead by listening to the needs of those around him and then pays attention to keeping that community safe and making sure that love is not something that you need to get return on your investment. Love is something you are and something you breathe. And you do it without looking for return. If it's a return, it's a blessing. If it's not a return,
it's not what you do, it's who you are.
It's what you are, man. It's who you are. It's why you are. And love is not something.
Raising kids is not a chore.
No, man.
It's not something you do.
No, man. Them babies don't. Baby come in the house after a long day of playing in the playroom. Yeah. They at work too. They done had a hard day, man.
Exactly.
And you coming in off your work day, they done had a rough day in their room. They don't have words to communicate in a language that they really know yet because they're babies. They're little people, and they're immunized. They're emulating and idolizing us.
Yeah.
So now we misrepresent, and we slap one of them because they pissed us off.
We must be the best models for them because society will give them a different modeling. Society will give them different models. Talking about idolizing us and emulating us. We'll talk about the blended families later. But you and I have got the same passion about the boy child because only a man can raise a man. And what we see in society now, fatherless boys or boys growing up without a father, and we can see the impact on society, gangs and boys that are just directionless.
Yes.
So where are we losing it as fathers, especially those fathers that are raising boys? Where are we making mistake?
We're not continuously learning how to be a better version of ourselves. Let me take from my journey.
Sure.
Okay. I have not always been at this state of mind. I've had some, I like to say, I've had some good days and I've had some bad days.
Some bad days.
It's been a journey. The bad days, divorces, the bad days, homelessness, the bad days, arguments, the bad days, self-hatred, the streets. I was on drugs. I was on alcohol. I was in the whole houses. I was out there, man. I was broken, brother. But in that brokenness, I found something inside. And I said, no, I can function fully and not even realize that my kids see every broken thing in me and they still love me
Still
unconditionally.
love you, absolutely.
They don't even know what's wrong with dad. Dad go to work, he worked
They
2
don't
jobs.
see it.
I was working 2 jobs for years on and off. Then I get sick in and out the hospitals fighting for life.
They don't see the brokenness.
No, man, because we taught to cover up. We taught not to be open to our kids because that's just what society teaches us. And then we try to emulate our behavior based on what we see other folks doing because they got a nice house and a nice car and they're living on Big Front Street, you understand, and they got on new clothes
insides and
and they walking with their chin up, but behind closed door, man, that dude is a disease on earth. He's a plague. He's in there terrorizing himself first. Then he's emotionally terrorizing his wife or his children.
And there's broken pieces inside.
He's broken, man. I don't blame no woman for a man's flaw. I could easily say my ex-wife was the worst thing that happened to me. How, man? That woman loved me. And then she couldn't love me.
We talk about opening up and a lot on this podcast series, Renaldo, about being vulnerable as fathers, as men. And I want your thoughts about this because how do we encourage men to speak? And sometimes by the time a man speaks, most of the time it's too late, it's broken and is work in progress.
Yeah.
How do we change society for men and to have conversations like this, man to man, and just men talking to each other, not talking about cars, sport, and where's the next
tangible stuff.
Tangible stuff, but the emotional, deep stuff. What needs to change?
And it's sitting at a table like this, a small group setting, and a real man that have been through the fire, sit down with other men that's got
Hearing
a
our
spark,
stories.
and holding his hand and looking him in his eyes and saying, "You're a liar.
You're covering up.
You're faking. I see through your bullshit. Where's your family at? Where's your heart? Where's your emotion? It's okay to take the glasses off. Take them off. Let me see your eyes.
But who are you behind the glasses?
What's your wife and kids say about you? What's your daddy do to you? What's your grandfather? How'd you grow up? Where's your pain? Because if you can't
And
look
what
at
have you done with that pain?
where's it at inside?
Can you name it?
Exactly. So you drink, you party. What's your reason to do all of
It's
that?
about covering up.
You hiding from something. And then put some gloves over there, some boxing gloves, man. And some headgear.
I like that.
Because we finna bang. I'm gonna whoop your ass. So
Just
you
be
gonna whoop
brutally
mine. Because I just touched you in some place. Maybe somebody violated your childhood.
Or yourself, yeah. During that time.
I've been through that. So I carried that war.
We don't talk about it.
No, listen. I have been through and didn't stay there. Hell. I have no fear to talk about the real shit. And no man on 2 legs, or maybe he got 3,
Maybe more.
is going to intimidate me. I am not afraid of life. I embrace life. But if you cross the line, we're going to talk about dancing
Let's
with
talk
death.
about that.
I'm going to deal with you. Because at the end of the day, evil has a plan too.
Yeah.
And a lot of men that's not men. They just look like men. They are formed in a body with a spirit that does evil. And see, some men, they're not life. They're not from the Most High. And
That's
you can see by the fruit of their behavior, the fruit of their spirit, what they really are. And we walking amongst things that ain't really what we call humans. And see, I can talk about
But it's
that.
a walking, ticking bomb.
It's a bomb. Now, I will share.
See, that's good.
I will share this, right? Because when I talk about this thing, like when you come face to face with death, you got 1 or 2 options. Neither one of them you can't control. If you overcome it, don't forget.
Yeah.
But if you don't overcome it, you may be forgotten. People may remember you, but not as many as you think,
Not as many as you think, yeah.
except your children. Your children gonna remember you. So
Because the legacy you
it's the
create.
legacy,
The
man.
legacy you create.
I was playing pro basketball here in 1998.
Sure.
And the me that I was died in the game in Peter Marisburg. I flatlined, stopped breathing,
Wow.
40 minutes of chest compressions, gone, done,
Wow.
everything done. No human reason why I'm still here. I caught a pulse inside the ambulance on the way to the medic clinic.
Yeah.
And I woke up 4.5 days later in the medical clinic in Peter Marisburg.
Wow.
Spent 7 days in the hospital. I remember things of me before,
Yeah.
and when I was blessed to be sent back,
Yeah.
because I didn't come back, I was sent back. And
It was a calling. It was a mission.
period. So my work here is my work here. And when my work is done here, I'll go on to the next phase of the realm. I don't play with that. And I know one day one will sit where I'm sitting or somewhere else and say, I remember what was done or what wasn't done. What's going to be said about what you've done when your time is done?
The time is done.
So when we talk with these fathers and these sons, we must teach them the power of what they're doing and what it means to what they're going to be and what they were.
Yes.
People act like they amiss, like you ain't gonna be here forever.
Absolutely.
So we might as well maximize. That's why I have fun being 54. I'm alive, and I want to live every minute to the
That's
fullest.
important.
I am not going to take steps back from being at peace and happy, and I choose my happiness. I fight and stand and protect and stand up for myself. I don't need anyone to approve of me. A lot of people say, I don't believe this man is a polygamist. I don't give a dollar damn what you believe. What the hell that
Who
mean
cares
to me, man?
what
Like,
other
this is
people
me.
think?
You don't like it, roll your ass on.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to tell you the truth up top. This is what I
Yeah.
believe in. This is what I need. This is what I about.
And it works for you.
And that's it. Now, how I do that cannot be dangerous
Of course.
on others.
On others, yeah.
And that's where the battle comes in.
Yeah.
You see? And the reasons one will be a person of that, or a person, and relationship values. People need to understand the interaction relationships that they bring around their children.
Yeah.
Like I came up under a mother and father. Okay, my father taught me the best he could. And that's the other piece. We have to continue to be the best that we can. Choose to change who we are to become who we need to be.
Yes.
Be vulnerable to that. Be
evolution.
teachable to that. Be
teachable.
able to learn, and don't be an asshole, man.
Exactly.
Like you ain't got it all figured out. Listen, man, I went through a lot of
Wisdom,
learning, right? Like I said, 5 wives, and I've been with plenty of women in my life. How you deal with people and how you love and treat people and how they treat you, that is the equity. Okay? We're never going to be equals.
No.
Can have equity.
I mean, not in competition. Actually, I've got a note here about competition, and also in this network, we talk a lot about masculinity and a man's identity.
Yes.
So, how do fathers identify who they are and how they need to show up? Not just in society, because a lot of men are pulled and sucked by their careers and professions. And I did a men's little conference in one of this. It was a leadership circle, and it was very, very professional guys in that meeting, about 15 of them. And I said, stand in front of this circle if you believe that you are a proud father. I first asked them about their accolades and successes as professionals. And all of them say, oh, no, I've built this. I own 3 houses. I got so many yachts, there's so many boats and so many cars. I said, stand in the middle of the circle if you believe that you're the best father your kids have ever had. None of them. 0. Now, I ask, is what defines a man his career, his profession, his physical, tangible successes, his balance sheet? What defines a man? Is it just, or how do you define masculinity? Is it a biological thing, or is it beyond that?
I think it's Forrest Gump style. Life is like a box of chocolate. You never know what you're going to get, man. One definition for one person may be totally different than that for the other.
Yeah.
But there's a spiritual principle that runs like a center current through everything in life.
Yeah.
And finding that harmony. I could sit with 30 different people of different experiences and cultures.
But there'll be a common
But
thread.
there's a common thread. And in that common thread, there's a common love. There's a common pain. There's a common principle of
It's a foundation.
It's a discipline.
It's discipline.
It's there. But if we're not taught to look in the garden and see what kind of fruits is in the garden, we might pick up the first apple we see and eat. And that apple technically wasn't even an apple.
So fatherhood is beyond biology and it's beyond provision.
It's appointment. It's an appointment.
I like that. What is your appointment? As a father, as a parent, as a provider, as a protector, as a supporter. So because like you say, it could be different from different fathers.
I think provision, again, in the word provision, where I know, not where I believe, where I know vision and spiritual sight come from, there are gifts, talents, and attributes appointed and attached to our vision in our physical life that manifest in our day-to-day.
Yes,
Okay?
yes.
They don't come from this world. Hell, our souls didn't come from this world, our spirit. If it was so, we could pull the soul out and hold it in one hand and hold the skin in the other one to see which one flops first. Okay, you can see that like some Laffy Taffy just jiggling around.
Exactly.
So we don't have that authority.
We don't have that, yeah.
So that spirit, that knowledge, that came from somewhere else. That knowing.
It was given to us.
Yes. Whatever you want to call it, I mean, man wrote it in books when man was able to write, but it was here before that. Now, with those things, they come with lessons and they come with invisible epistles, if you will. And there's knowledge, sacred information that moves around based on interaction through day to day over minutes and hours and weeks, months and years that defines something that's from the inside, outside of the realm into the physical world that is the realm we call life. That's how you could create an idea into a whole company.
So it's beyond the fact that my kids don't lack.
They don't lack.
And therefore, if they don't lack, they got a roof over their heads, clothes on their backs, they go to decent schools.
Yes.
I've done my role as a father. Is that enough?
No, because it never stops. Like a lot of fathers think when their kids is grown, they stop being dads. No, you actually become more of a dad now because your physiology, your mental, everything done changed. It's harder, man.
It's harder.
Because now these grown folks is looking at you like, man, look, you wasn't shit.
They need different.
Like you wasn't. I know. Look, I was with you. I know you could tell these folks everything, but dad, I know you lying about that. Don't make me bust you out. Exactly. What you gonna do when your kids come out and be like, Dad, why you lying?
And about bullying. And because some kids go through bullying at school. And one lady said to me, my child was bullied at school, but he couldn't go to his dad because he doesn't have confidence that his dad is going to listen. He came to me, and it's a boy child.
But you a dad, right?
But there's a dad. But the boy chose to go to the mother because it's got no relationship
with the dad. And see, we put that unnecessary pressure on the woman
the mother
animal.
Is carrying more now.
Let me say it like this: the woman animal. Man. The woman animal is equipped to do male and female work when males don't show up. And that's why we got so many mothers being mom and dad at the same time. But she's not made to be dad.
She's not made.
But she will do her best.
She'll do her best
to make sure that her baby is taken care of.
Yeah.
So in that dynamic, we have a role miscommunication from the spirit to the natural and to the countenance and the conscience of a man's who he and what he is. Men can't do this damn thing without having a relationship with God. Like, call it God. I'll just use God. You cannot be a father without being connected to God. And I'm not talking about the God of religion.
It's a spiritual connection.
It's a spiritual connection because we know when we doing some dumb stuff, man. We know when we doing some dumb shit. We know. Can't nobody got to come like you did some dumb shit. You know damn well you did that. You knew you was lying. You knew you tricked off. You knew you did that. You did that.
You know.
You know, man, because you are one with the Most High. Because the Most High made you. So what is it in you that is unlike the Most High, that is performing itself and playing like it's part of the Most High? Because your kids are innocent. They come from the nature of the Most High.
No, they come from,
So they're going to pick up your evil. So when you come in the house.
And to rebuild those relationships that were broken early, because the mother is picking up the pieces, how do you, as a father, when you do notice there's a gap, how do you rebuild it?
If you're still alive, number one, you got to learn how to shut up. You got to shut your mouth. And you got to listen to what's being said that's not even being spoken. Because people will tell you what you need to hear. Remember, if I go to the book of Genesis, the book of Genesis and the Torah, the first book, the Pentateuch in the Catholic. Before Adamu had a wife, and this is an allegory, he had intimate relationship with the Most High, was given provision, provision, professional vision, highest level of authoritative vision. He was given a work. He was given a knowledge of all of the garden, the seeds, and that which was there.
Yes.
He had a bond with the nature and the animals to call them by
That's where
name.
it started.
He was given a language to speak, but maybe it wasn't words yet because it doesn't say words
Yeah,
were there.
it doesn't.
But he was already equipped.
He was equipped.
And then he was given rest. And when he woke from his rest, he had a helper. Now, I can take that I can go into the Gilgamesh story, but I like to use the older stories to look at this, right? In other words, before you get a woman, you got to be yourself. You got to.
Who are you?
You got to be in love with you.
Who are you before the
Yeah.
woman?
Or do you love yourself? How do you date yourself? How do you take care of your personal look? How do you wash yourself? How do you clean yourself in your home? Do you have a home? Do you have rooms in your home? Are your rooms neat and clean? Every detail area by name, have you given it authority and position to have office and function now? Now, when someone comes into your leadership, you are a servant because leadership is a principle. It's not something you got to talk about. It's something that you're about, and you do it by action.
It must be who you are.
It's got to be a lifestyle.
Talk about leadership, and in this podcast, we talk a lot about fathers being leaders in the home first. Because we strive to be good leaders at the workplace, where the public can see us.
For the boss.
In the community, in the churches, in the office. And we're very quick to define who we are in those roles.
Yeah.
How do you define a leader a father as a leader in the home? And I'm thinking, Renaldo, that's where it starts.
It starts there.
And the pride of a dad, of a father, should authentically trace back to who you are in the home.
Absolutely. You know, when I was looking at videos, because my life, and I could speak for myself.
Sure.
Can't speak for the next brother. Can't even start to be like, I feel you. Like I could connect to your feeling, but I don't know nothing about how you feel.
You don't know what's inside.
But when I look over my journey, right, and my father, my grandfather, my uncles, and the family, the men in the house, and I could put those emotions and thoughts together and look at it, and I could say, well, I remember my uncle did this, and my dad did that, my grandfather did that. Then I look at, well, what they might have did might not have been so good, but they was at work all day, come home, they do that thing.
It's a personal story.
And you're like, okay, well now, when I come home, I'm gonna grab a beer too. And I'm gonna get relaxed.
Relax, yeah.
Not realizing that is the root to create alcoholism. Because if you strange and angry and upset and stressed out and you grabbing the alcohol, that's not a good reason to be drinking. Example. A lot of men do that. They get off work, man, we're going to the club, let's go drink.
Let's get a drink first.
Let's go to the club, let's eat meat.
Before you go home.
Yeah, but you ain't took meat home.
So you just go home, so when everything is quiet, you're going to slide into your
bed.
Yeah,
going in the house, stinking and drunk, wife mad, kids been struggling all day.
Kids are asleep.
I have had experiences like that, where in my life, like I'm working, I'm hard, I feel like I worked hard, I deserve this. Let me go do this, this, and this. Damn, man, what about the team?
What about the team? What about
it's always about the team. And I'll use Michael Jordan. I'm a basketball guy.
Sure.
And I'll use LeBron James because people like to always talk about the GOAT and what GOAT would look like. And it's a comical conversation.
Sure.
But the reality is Mike was all about the self. Mike was the best selfish guy I ever met in basketball. And I met him. And I wanted to be just like Mike. Why? Because
but it's always about him and his
kid. I got to be the best. Okay? And that's important.
Not about the team.
Not about the team at first. But Mike grew. Mike learned. Okay? True leaders always are mindful of the community, of the communion space, of the commune space, of the common space, of the communication in the space, Commune and cation,
Yeah.
like a nation,
Sure.
communicating in the nation. Okay, and if you don't have healthy principles inside of that nation, that interpersonal connectivity with yourself, your wife, your children, or your wives and your children, then there's going to be a lack of nutrition. The first value of nutrition has got to be love. What does love look like? Some of us associate love with physical sex.
Yeah.
Okay. I get it. Been there, know that. Some of us
What's beyond
associate
that?
love is you ego driven. Okay. Others associate love with how much shit you got. Okay.
Stuff.
These are not signs of love, man.
You
Love
didn't
is-
come with this stuff.
No, a sacrifice. Love is
It's just
painful.
like assets.
Love is doing what nobody else want to do because it's what's necessary for everyone. Putting someone else above you. Okay?
Sometimes uncomfortable.
It hurts. And I had to be honest, like as a dad, I'm still learning how to be a father. And I'm not going
Continuous
to,
journey.
and I want to become a better father and a better grandfather and a great grandfather if I live to see them hours. And every child in my journey is a child in my care. Every single kid that comes around me, I'm a dad, which means if you're in my presence, I'm a dad to you.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna overstep your daddy. I give an example. I've been married to my wife now since 2018. We've been together. Okay. She has what they call ex-husband.
Oh,
Okay?
ex-husband.
He's got 3 daughters. His daughters are also my daughters. But I'm not here to supersede your presence.
Of course.
I'm not going to throw you under the bus because whatever y'all went through in your situation, I need to hold my brother's crown up too. Because those children are your legacy. They're your name.
Yeah.
And anything happen to your kids, like if it happened to mine, I'm hunting the enemy. And the enemy must go. That's it.
I'm going to play my role.
I'm going to deal with the wolf. Now, you might or might not be around. I don't know. It's not for me to determine why or why not. I'm going to pray for you, pray for me, or don't. We don't have to talk. It's okay. But just know that them babies are going to be safe, whether they grown or little. I'm going to always be a protector.
I like that because we are now delving into this blended family story. I mean, you and I were talking on the radio show about this. How to create those boundaries? I mean, when you you just use an example so that you don't overstep your authority to the biological dad, especially if he still lives.
Yeah.
Because these kids still have to understand we may not live with him now.
Yeah.
But
He's still daddy.
Yeah.
He still made you. Shit, you wouldn't be here.
Yeah, exactly.
Like that man made you. So
You had the guy on the radio that said, "No, I don't want to be.
Yeah, I couldn't.
raising,
But that's what I was.
don't want to be raising somebody else's."
We good. We
kid."
don't want you to raise him. Stay your ass up out of there, man. You something wrong with you.
You heard him say that.
Yeah, he said it. Like, listen, and I'm gonna take it spiritual.
So how is he gonna navigate this stepfatherhood?
Yeah.
Because you can't throw those kids
Yeah.
in the ocean.
How, man? Like,
How are you gonna do that?
imagine we say to the maker of all life itself,
Imagine.
because we can't see you.
And these are the realities of life. At our age, you're gonna break up with someone and fall in love with someone who has
Yeah.
kids.
Yeah.
And your kids too.
Yeah.
So what happens to your kids then? If she says, I'm never gonna raise his kids because they must have a mother somewhere.
Yeah, I see it. Let me use this analogy, right? So imagine we say to the creator of all life itself, because none of us have physically seen this creator.
Of course. Yeah, we haven't.
Because I ain't seen you, daddy, I'm going to change my son's name to John.
To someone else. Yeah.
You don't matter.
Yeah.
What? How?
Imagine that.
Come on. But we do it every day. Like, I will never come between another man and his seed. If I'm blessed to have your child in my life and with the office and the spiritual power that Creator has given to me to be the man that I am, and I have that, I'm an elder, flat out. Grandfather, flat out.
Yeah.
Daddy, flat out. I've raised them, I buried them, flat out.
Yeah.
That is not an office you buy. That's an office you grow through.
You grow through, yeah.
You go through to grow through to become something. I'm not going to tell this brother, hey, man, you ain't adequate. No, hell no. You went
Step
through some
aside.
stuff, man.
Step
Whatever the hell life did to you, I'm sorry. And we must fix our brother's crowns. Don't mean I'm saying to you, hey, come on back in. That's on the mother. And if we ain't agreed to something like that, then that's not an honor. We're not going to disrespect that. So there's boundaries. But dialogue of intelligent folks need to reason together and
It
think
has to
and
be a
talk.
conversation.
You got to talk, and you're going to have emotions, so you're going to get upset. I ain't going to do, hey, no, let's come back. Let's take a break. Take a break.
It is about
come back to the table.
the kid.
It's always about the
It's just
kids.
like that question that said, can we then get a stepfather to move into the house? I mean, you remember that nonsense?
Yeah, I was like, get some counseling. That baby
that's
in trouble,
crazy.
man. That was sick.
It's not about cohabitating or coexisting, but use logic to have conversation about, in the best interest of these little things, little folks.
Yeah.
How do we, the three of us or the four of us, how do we make it work?
Yeah, that situation was, and I
It's not about.
I was blessed to work in a lot of environments.
Okay.
As an educator, and a teacher.
Sure.
I was an adjunct professor for 2 years. I've worked in corporate.
Yeah.
I've worked with autistic children like myself. I've worked in the homeless shelters in Minnesota during COVID. And I've seen the value of healthy infusing.
Blended families, yes.
For blended families.
It can work.
That child was crying for help because that child did not understand why daddy and mommy weren't together. Because mommy and daddy and the new daddy didn't have a discussion. So the child did the right thing by saying, why isn't my daddy coming into the house with mommy? Because the child it was innocent. The child wasn't looking at it as like
have the
a
information.
polyamorous relationship that adults agree on and say, no, mommy got 2 husbands, because that is a real thing in this world. There are women that have multiple husbands. No, it's real. I'm telling you, it's very real.
Wow.
And some of them manage it maturely.
Some it's just not.
Some it's all about some, freaky deaky, which, people do that.
Yeah.
And it's a real thing. But anything without instruction, education, and conversation and understanding,
it's gonna go.
becomes conflict and chaos.
It's gonna go.
You bring another man, an ex-man, into the house with your new man. One of them, if not all of y'all, gonna die. Somebody gonna snap and somebody gonna get killed.
Can't have two bulls in one crop.
How, man? Like,
how is that gonna work?
It's unnatural, man.
It's just not our nature, especially as men, because we just talked about leadership, Renaldo.
Can't have 2 chiefs.
Who's gonna lead this household? Who's gonna make the rules? And whose rules are gonna be followed?
It's got to be a hierarchy. Unfortunately, the animal kingdom is like
boundaries are important, but in the household,
no, it doesn't work.
One leader.
There's one leader, and the other dude would be like the prince, and then he would probably be slaughtered off. And this is what's happening now let me take this in the deeper level. When you look at the broken families throughout the world, and I want to address people like us, black folk of types, okay? Baby mama, baby daddy culture, okay? Yahuwah gave me a spirit prayer vision 2 weeks ago where I want to start praying for those that don't have a voice about fixing the broken covenants, bringing folks back to the table to address the real fracture in the family, where misunderstanding created divisions.
Sure.
And the children are falling through the cracks. And becoming killers.
A sacrificial lamb.
Becoming killers and monsters. Becoming addicts. Becoming hooked on
us.
video games and hooked on clothing and egomaniacs and drugs and suicide. And I've seen all of this. It's a cycle. But it comes back to the dialogue at us having this table. The table must be tabling the talks. We must come to the United Nations of dialogue for the families.
Why are families avoiding these talks?
Because it hurts. Nobody want to feel pain.
It's uncomfortable.
Yeah, because you ain't going to never be the same after that talk. You're not.
Really?
Yeah, no, you're not, because truth's going to come out. When you're willing to put truth on the table, truth changes everybody. And nobody's right. Everybody got to be right. I'm right. You wrong. You did this to me, so I did this to you. This is why ain't nobody made you do nothing unless they locked your hands and forced you in.
The truth is the truth.
You chose that.
You chose that.
Even if it was what you believed in or didn't believe in, you made a decision. Even if you weren't aware of it, you made a choice. And we have to take accountability for our actions and choices. And our kids didn't ask to be here. My children never say, Dad, can you bring me? No, I said, I'm going to bring you. I want children. I want family. And that's what I'm here for.
And they're not supposed to be here to complicate our lives.
No, they're here to bless us.
They're here to play. And also, they continue the generational legacy.
Yes.
And when I see my boys, I just know that they're just going to carry on my name.
Yeah.
They're going to create generational legacy that just carries my name, our nature, our successes, our story.
Yes.
They're not here to make. Sometimes I interview people in our show, and I have this sense of feeling that it feels like Renaldo, this guy, his life is now complicated because of the kids. Yeah. And he just sometimes feels like, I wish I could wish them away so that I can enjoy
Imagine.
my life. Imagine.
Man,
You can feel that in the spirit.
I would cry. Like, I feel like crying here and there. Like, I feel like my emotion triggered just like.
It's a burden to
hurts
some
to
of
hear
the
that.
fathers that we talk to in this show. They feel like, listen, one guy, Renaldo, said, listen, I think the son was complaining that he doesn't come when he's playing hockey. The father doesn't come to watch him play hockey. And then he was triggered, the father. What do you need from me? You've got everything you need for your school. You live in a big, good house.
He started guilt tripping him.
You go, see now. He said, what do you
Like
need
it's the
from me?
child's fault. He got to do all that. Nobody asked you for all that. The boy said, Dad,
I want you to come watch me play.
Come see me, Dad. Come be with me.
How can
I need my daddy.
How can that be a burden to the daddy?
You know, probably because his daddy wasn't there for him.
It means a lot for this young boy when the dad is there. When the dad is cheering, taking pictures, cheering him up.
Yeah.
And he said to him, listen, ask your mother to come with you.
My dad was at all my games. And sometimes I would be embarrassed because he'd be ready to fight folks. Cussing and yelling.
Yeah.
You cheating my boy. But when
And
I
you
look back
behave
on it,
differently when your father is there.
hey, man, I became a pro athlete.
You behave differently.
Yeah. I became a pro athlete. Sports for me, with the support of my
And
family.
that motivation and just his presence
Yes.
is motivation enough.
Period. I'll tell you a story. One time I was, because I used to fight all the time. Every day, bare knuckle, we used to get it.
Wow.
But I used to get jumped a lot. So I'm fighting 4-5 dudes at a time. I mean, Catholic people every day
Wow.
of different colors and cultures and
Sure. Clashes. Yeah.
I was always, get that little N, a little N word,
Sure.
little ninja, get him. And I'm going to fight. But
And
one
you're gonna
time,
respond,
one time I got jumped and I ran home and banged on the door. Daddy, they jumped me. My mother, they jumped me.
Yeah.
My father slammed the door, opened the curtain and said, get back out there and don't come home unless you fight.
Wow.
I
He
don't.
didn't take the fight for you.
He said, you come back here and you ain't fought, I'm whooping your ass. We don't run, we stand.
Wow.
I went up there and fought 4 dudes, man.
Wow.
And I didn't lose. I got whooped. I got some
Yes.
some bumps, speed knots, busted mouth, nose, all that, cut face.
But you took the
I
fight.
whooped ass. Because I was more scared of my mother and father and what they was going to do. Because I came home running. You
We don't
have to
teach-
stand up.
We don't teach our kids that today. Though.
No. And Daddy
We
said,
cushion. I think we cushion them.
we
protect
cushion them. We cushion them. But my old man said, look, man, when we sat down and talked, 'cause we did talk about that. He said, why were you fighting? I said, Daddy, he spit on me, called me a nigga.
Oh.
And my father, he went over to see the boy's daddy with a shotgun.
Is it?
He said, your boy called my son a nigga. He said, he learned that from you. So this is what the nigga looked like. I didn't understand that.
Wow.
Okay. I didn't
Because
understand.
the kids teach it. The kids are taught those.
Yeah, taught that. And my father was serious. And I didn't understand why my father went with his gun, but I was scared. You
He was
understand?
furious. Yeah.
He's a Navy SEAL, military vet.
Wow.
He saw it as an enemy against the house, the family. Later on, they solved it. Police came, all that. It was real.
Which is real.
And my father was in television and media. He didn't give a damn. He protected the family at all costs. So my father taught me many things, some healthy, some unhealthy.
Of course.
And I have taught my children some healthy and some unhealthy. And as a father, we are not always at our best. So our kids are going to pick up the good and the bad of us. They're going to do the things that we don't know they're watching us do, and they're going to emulate that and practice it. That's just normal behavior. So we have to be
Especially for the
engaged.
boy child, it's easy for the boy child to emulate the father than to emulate the mother.
Yes.
Because it's their identity. They want to know, who do I look like? Who do I behave like?
Yep.
Because my father, I'm going to take from a father, not from a mother.
Yes. I used to love
And
being
the
around my
kids need
mom.
to
but
learn from that.
I couldn't, like, I didn't want to be hugged and held much by anybody. You know,
Sure.
I just couldn't sit still. I was on Ritalin, and you know, I needed to move around. I didn't want to be up under you all day. I want to get outside and come back when the lights come on. That's it. And that was, I'm not a house person, but when I'm in the house, I could be a house person. And I had to learn how to do everything. As a father, you got to be able to do everything, even if your wife can't do it. You got to do it all.
Even if it's uncomfortable.
It hurts, man. Like the first time I learned how to go grocery shopping for my family, I was like, this is crazy. Like, how does this woman know where everything is at in the store? I go to the store, it takes me 7 minutes, I'm done. Meat, candy, I'm out.
You're out.
That's not,
That's it.
that's unhealthy, man.
Yeah.
So we continuously learn how to be men, how to be better men. We learn how to listen to our children and our partners. Even if you're not married physically to the woman, you're still together
Yes.
because I got a kid.
Yes.
Listen to her, okay?
Mm-hmm.
She's not wrong or right. She's emotionally expressing how she feels about what she feels is right. And sometimes our ego get in the way and we fight with that woman in front of those children. And they grow up and learn how to fight with women. Arguing is a fight. Some people can't control the words, so argument turns into fight because of the pain they've been through in life and what they saw. So you see gender-based violence based on a lack of knowing how to act and communicate
Exactly.
your emotion,
Your default.
and you lose control
Your
and beat the
default
hell out
into-
your woman because you got beat the hell out of her, saw your mama get beat on, and now you're doing the same
Doing the
bad behavior.
Yeah. Donald, I wanted to touch this. You use mentorship in sport to build boys or to groom boys into responsible young men. How is this important? Because you and I were talking before the set that schools don't do this for us, sports specifically, especially in this country.
Yeah.
How are you using your mentorship for young men and boys as well as sport to groom these young men and boys to be grounded men?
Okay, let me address it this way. Because I'm a father of sons and daughters, I never separated boys and girls.
Of course.
But
Okay.
how I dealt with the girls versus the boys is different.
Bit different. Okay.
When dealing with the boys, okay, I work hard to listen to them because every boy child is not the same.
Here's a story.
Okay. And some children are different learners. They learn differently. So if you yell at this kid or you are harsh on this kid actually going to shut down.
Shut down.
I was that way. I shut down and I start fighting you because I felt like you were trying to kill me. Wow. Survival. A lot of children need to be in a healthy and safe environment that has rules for everybody that are the same. Same system of discipline and rules.
Has to be consistent.
Consistent. It cannot deviate. But you need to know how to deal with each type of child.
Because they're unique.
They're very uniquely different. And
Wow.
that causes for continuous education and learning, which means your job as a learner is never stopped. The moment we think we made it, we've already lost it. We continuously learn.
So I think it's better to groom a young boy than to fix a broken man.
Yeah.
When you're at our age, it's tough.
God got to fix you. And he going to break you. Well, let me say he,
more work.
because God ain't man or
Yeah, of
woman.
course.
Creator going to break you.
Really, yeah.
And when you break, you might make it. Maybe
You might
you
not.
won't.
And it's hard work.
It's just the way it is, you know, and it's the reality. So I say, when I go back to that conversation about, you know, life and death, you know, we're going to be finished at some point. Okay. So when you know that,
And what are we leaving behind?
what are we leaving behind and what are we doing with the time we have? Do you want to be a violent, angry person, or you want to be happy, full of love, and, you know, do the best you can? And we have to be kind to ourselves too. I think as men, we're not taught how to be kind to ourselves and self-care and be mindful
Self-care.
and do reflection. These words are probably foreign to some of the men that are learning
Most
listen.
men are also on autopilot. because of their professional lives, societal recognition,
Yeah.
whether it's churches, communities. I want to be seen to be successful.
Yeah. Put on a show.
Put on the show.
Yeah. Show it up.
How do we go back to where everything starts? And you talk about spirituality and then family and then society, but usually men, we find our recognition, our sense of pride from external stuff, the possessions, the professional success, societal success.
Yes.
How do we start a conversation about who are you without these accolades?
It's very easy.
And how do you trace your steps back to the
This is
family?
easy. I'm going to go back to Genesis chapter 1, verse 1.
Starts there.
In the beginning, Creator. In the beginning, Creator. But in that place, Creator made a garden. I believe that fathers and sons need to start having real life physical garden experiences where they go into the yard and they dig a hole, they clear the yard, they plant seed, they learn about the nature of the plants and the seed. They go through the journey and process of what that looks like before you can harvest that plant. And understand that maybe the maple tree is a lot harder than the daffodil. You can't squeeze the daffodil the same way you grab the tree bark on the oak tree. They're not the same. Naturally, nature has already taught us this, but we've gotten away from the natural order of nature in our personal life, and we've become material manifestations of synthetic beings.
Stuff.
We are robots. We're programmed. We have lost our spiritual connectivity to the Creator. Children are seeds that have become, they become fruit. The fruit of our loins. I think there's a prayer in the Catholic Church that the boy child Jesus, Messiah, was the fruit of the womb of the mother Mary, the Palestinian mother. The fruit of the womb. The fruit, meaning it is to be healthy. It is to be vibrant. Fruit, meaning it is to carry on.
And multiplies.
Multiply, fruitful and multiply.
Supposed to. Because
Yes.
that's the seed story that you were talking about.
We are the seed of life. So when you
That's the
retard,
generational legacy that you were talking
when you degrade that seed, when you destruct that seed becomes a mutation, man.
It's a mutation.
This thing got 20 heads on it, 20 different
It's
minds.
not just one-to-one.
No.
It doesn't work that way.
No. You're not going to see a lavender
multiply.
plant crossbreeding with a bamboo tree. So we have to have a
And
knowledge.
it's a lot of work, and it's intentionality.
Yes.
And that's where I say that without intentionality and that deliberateness, it's hard for men. Because I want you to as we close, to talk about this thing. How do you strike? Because there's always a tension between professional success and personal ambition. How do fathers achieve professional success at the same time achieve their personal ambitions of being a father and a dad and a present parent? Because I don't think they're in opposite ends. You can do both.
Yeah. So
But it's hard.
it's hard. The basics. Number one, if you're a father, whether you married, if you're married with your wife or live with your wife or your partner and you have children together, you have a unit. If it's you and the mother is somewhere else with the child and you have parental partnership and custody, shared parental responsibility, then the nature of that relationship is different, but the root and the meaning and the purpose is still the same. Your personal and professional success has everything to do with you. It has nothing to do with your wife or your partner and your children. Their success is based on what you do in your nature and your behavior.
Yeah, behavior.
And that looks like this in one attribute, because there's
Sure.
many.
Of course.
You got to be present, homeboy. You got to show up.
And you
If
have to
you-
listen. I like what you said, Ella. Renaldo, you said you began to listen more when your evolution began, when you began to be a different father. But sorry to interrupt you. But,
No, you're not.
But I like what you're saying also, be present, but also listen more. Because kids have got stories to say to you.
My children, the children that my children are today, are not the children that they were before I left in 2018.
Wow.
When I left in 2018, I came to South Africa, brought my wife and the film crew here. Then I went back and came back later. And when I came back later, I stepped out of who I was and stepped into who I'm becoming. And
you're becoming different.
I was different. I woke up. I woke up from who I thought I was to who I actually am. The children didn't understand that because it was a calamity between the mother and I.
Oh, okay.
Now,
so the shift, the focus at that point was shifting.
The relationship shifted, everything. You know, I walked out of traditional monogamy and walked into full polygamy. But I was already that way. But it was, you know, we don't talk about that. This America, you know, good, wholesome Christian structure.
So you ignored it, but you were always like that. But
I've always been like that.
You probably ignored it.
I ignored it because of social fear, social shame. Now I have a big F you to everybody that even stepped in. I don't give a damn. Okay, this is me. It's like, you know, people will say, oh, I identify as gay. I'm proud of you.
Sure.
I love you very much.
You know who you are.
It's who you are.
Exactly.
But when a man comes out and says, no, I'm not monogamous, I'm polygamous.
So why is he being shamed?
They laugh at you. They say, no, you can't do that. You don't have money. Money's not the reason for you to be who you are.
It's not the reason.
But how you carry yourself is important to how you represent.
We hide when we say polygamy is for the rich. Or it's for the kings.
Yeah. Well, kings didn't. It wasn't polygamy. It was conquest.
It's for the kings.
It was all about sex and domination. Okay, let's be real.
Domination.
You know, family is about garden. Family is about teamwork and unity. Family is about learning collectively and individually, interpersonally together or individually. If you're monogamous, you work together. If you're polygamous, you work monogamously together with each individual, but you work poly together as a unit. In other words, if you're a coach and a player on a team, they all work for the owner of the team.
Yeah.
Okay? The owner manages all that. He's a polygamist. He's a poly character. But most people can't make that transition because they're associated with physical attribute. What if you're a eunuch? You can't use nothing.
Yeah.
Do you know when I was sick with my kidneys and I had been through some stuff, man? I had 6 kidney surgeries. Wow. Man, my manhood didn't work, bro. It didn't function.
Shit.
They're like, it ain't gonna never work again. You're done. Because when your kidneys are done, your body doesn't respond.
That's actually.
Yahoo was merciful. I'm good. Strong. Physical is not a reason to be who you are. You be who you are because that's what you are, who you are. And a lot of us are trying to be, like I said before.
And you shouldn't be scared to define that.
No, hell no.
And be that.
For what? What you gonna, like I say this to people like now, what the hell you gonna do because I'm this way? What you want to do?
Exactly.
You want to square up for life? I'm gonna kill you. I'm gonna kill you. You cross around, I'm gonna take your life. Because I play for keeps, man.
Yeah.
I don't play with this life.
You can't compromise who you are for.
Like the shit that I've come through in life.
Yeah.
Most of these folks will still be in the dirt. They ain't strong enough. They're weak. They're not equipped for it. And
it's not for social acceptance.
Hell
because
no.
a lot of fathers and men, generally speaking, it's all about what's acceptable in society.
Yeah, a lot of these guys, and this goes back to the baby daddy. You know, these dudes, you got like a bunch of girlfriends and they got kids and you running from the main one, your first wife.
Exactly.
Okay? Man, bring your women together, sit down and tell them that you've effed up.
Let's have a conversation.
You messed up, okay? You did it the wrong way. That's the part that I was trying to say. You can't control how they respond or react. You can only control the truth from you. And a lot of dads, they go home and play husband and they, good. Dude, you outside,
like
man.
A chore,
you got a bunch of girlfriends, man. Stop playing like you ain't that guy.
Just effing.
Okay, you are doing that because that's who you are. That's what you feel you need for yourself.
Yeah.
But why you can't go home and tell the truth? Because you're scared you're going to lose? You're scared that you're going to be judged?
Or they lose a position because they see fatherhood or being a dad as a role or as a position that they play.
Yeah, it's not. It's your appointment.
It's an appointment.
Like my wives or my wife, and the ones that we split, my assignment, I had an assignment with you. You made choice, I made choice, we went different directions.
Of course.
I still know that spiritually, covenant-wise, we're still married.
Yeah.
Okay, because we have children.
Children.
But you ain't got to be my wife on paper. You can go to court, do what you got to do.
Yeah, of course.
I honor your, it's okay. Spiritually, we have a covenant for the rest of ancestor history. That's it.
And your role with those kids continues, man.
Yeah.
Continues.
That's your appointment, not your assignment. You ain't assigning your kid, you appointed.
And nobody and no man that your ex-wives or your past wives will stop that kind of relationship.
No,
It continues.
yes, and that's why I say like with as you come in as a so-called step, right? And let me
Yeah.
loop it back in.
Yeah.
You're a father if you have children. If you step into that wife, you become a grafted father. But you're a man, your nature is to father children. So it
nature
should
is
be
to-
natural. It should wake up your gift, right? Stir up that gift in you because it's got to
It's
wake
a
up.
natural gift.
It's natural. If it ain't in there,
can't stop the
something
cycle.
wrong with you. You mustn't be with a woman right now because you're not ready.
Because we were born for that.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
We
So
were
when
born
another brother has children with a wife and they go in life, he's still the daddy of his kids. How
course.
dare you think you gonna come in and steal that man's office?
You cut off. Yeah.
No, I honor that office. I'm gonna protect and love your children. That's my own.
Yeah,
You know why? Because I have lost children. I have created children by mercy of Yahuwah. And I'm appointed as a dad. So when I go and work with the children in the community that don't have fathers present, man, I'm gonna love you regardless of your dad. And my prayer, if that man's still alive, I'm gonna try to prayerfully foster connectivity because you need to know your dad. Even if you meet him one time and get to tell him I don't like you. That now I've handed you off. That's on you and your dad. I'm your other dad. I'm Renaldo dad. You see? And I ain't got to be with your mama to be dad because I'm a dad in office. I'm a dad by appointment. I'm a dad by spirit.
By spirit.
I'm an elder and a grandfather by spirit. And my natural life manifests that by activity and truth. It's a difference, man.
This is powerful. I want you to use that camera and talk to a father who's lost hope because he was cut off from his kids for whatever reason. And I speak to a lot of these, and I want you to talk to him directly. The father that is basically saying, now, listen, my last resort is to cut off relationship with this child. Boy or girl, it doesn't matter, because my partner or ex-partner are not seeing eye to eye. What do you say to a father who is basically feeling helpless? And yet the child is running there somewhere with someone, with the mother, maybe a stepdad, but because of the ugly relationship between the mother and the father is withdrawn. The father is giving up. What do you say to them?
First, man, I want to, and I'm saying this to any of you that are paying attention. I love you very much, all right, guys, and that's straight up, okay? Love is not something you do because you want to get something back. Love is something that you are, and it starts first with you loving yourself. And maybe because something you did, or maybe you didn't do with that mom, happened, man. It hurt that person, or that person hurt you. You mustn't be a hateful character and beat your child. Beating your child looks like denial, rejection, and throw away. Maybe you carry the hurt and pain of what you saw your dad do, and you're angry. And that anger is now eating you alive. And you brought that anger into the relationship with your partner or your ex-partner and the child, and now you're executing them to pay for what happened to you. Don't do that. You need counseling, number one. You need to forgive yourself. Actually, number one, forgive yourself and go to your source, your Most High, God, Yahweh, Allah, Spirit, whatever you call the reason for your breath. And if you don't have a reason for your breath, maybe it's a good time for you to get to know that reason for why you live. Because maybe you've been doing things in life and not knowing who you are, knowing why you are. That's why you can't figure out where you're going and where you've been, because you are lost. And lost can be found. It's easy. Just say, I want to be found. And it's not religion. I'm not entertaining that. Then you have a responsibility, man. You need to, if you can't do it by words, you need to write a letter to that person that you might have hurt and say, look, I hurt you. Or I don't know what I did to hurt you. Or you probably know what you did to hurt them. And you need to ask them to forgive you so that you can heal that space. Because that person probably sees you as a violent monster and you hurt the mother and they see you as hurting the child. So they're protective. Remember, women are very much protectors. They're going to protect. Because men, sometimes we lose our office. We don't know what protection looks like because we never learned We weren't protected. We were uncovered and naked, and something bad happened to us. So there's a lot of things to unpack there, right? Love should take your ass back to your child, brother, and get out the way of yourself, because it ain't about you. You ain't that important. But that child that you made did not ask to be here, and I'm going to need you to step off that attitude and that arrogance of your ego, humble yourself,
Yes.
and be vulnerable, bruh.
Yes.
I'm telling you because I've had to do it. You understand? And I'm not afraid of being told, Dad, you excuse my words, you effed up, man. Because we're going to mess up as dads, man. You ain't
We
perfect, dude. You are not the most high. You're not the creator. You are not perfect. And don't hold yourself to the office of trying to be perfect. It's okay. It's actually okay. But forgiveness and love, they work hand in hand. And you got to do that every day. It don't stop. All right?
That's
Love
powerful.
y'all, man.
That's powerful. Renaldo, this was for those of you that follow our channel, please, you're going to see Renaldo again because there's so much unpack about his work. We're going to post his details on this channel so that you can actually follow him directly, the work that he's doing in communities, on the sport, on the emotional side, on the boy child. I'd really would like you to comment on this conversation because I just think this has been powerful, my friend.
My brother.
This was amazing.
Appreciate you, fam.
I enjoyed it. I know you're gonna come back again because
For
there's
sure.
just I had so many things to unpack with you, and I really thank for your time.
Thank you.
Thanks, my man. Leaders, fathers, guys that are lost, that are feeling that you are stuck, you heard his message. Look at what he is saying. Leverage on this network and follow his work. Perhaps we can have a conversation as men and help one another. See you soon.